What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and I'm starting this year off by showing how grateful I am to my community that's been there for this channel even during the long hiatuses. I'm doing this by listening to their video ideas such as this, which was requested in my Discord. But you don't have to join the Discord if you commented regularly on my videos and leave a suggestion below, or if you just want me to continue a series like this one. I'll make sure to get to it as soon as possible, but enough intros, let's jump into the scenario. Now, my biggest question is how Gero is going to survive. 17 and 18 were very thorough with his death by decapitating him and stomping on his head. But if you remember, the Z Fighters were kind of just standing there watching after opening the door to his lab. Now, what if instead of just watching the world-ending androids banter, Trunks almost immediately fires a ki blast after hearing there's an android 16? Now, as we see in canon, this does nothing because 16 still gets activated, but since he attacked earlier, Gero was able to use this opportunity to escape, and since he doesn't have ki, all he has to do is lay low. He relocates to his second lab just in case they nuke the area. He obviously can't move all the equipment in his basement, so Cell is staying there for now, which is unfortunate because Krillin and Trunks eventually find the base, steal his blueprints, and destroy everything. Not only that, Piccolo destroys the spy cam, so he has to start from scratch, which frustrates the Doctor. The last footage he has is of Cell from the future. He's confused to say the least, but first things first, build a new body, build a new spy cam, and finally build a new assistant to replace 19. So while the main story is happening, Gero is planning his return. He gets the camera up and ready in time for the Cell games. He has a lot of good data in the form of Super Perfect Cell and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. With what we know, Gero can stop watching during the Saiyan saga, with his best data being Kaioken x4 Goku and Great Ape Vegeta, and somehow build himself up and 19 to be a possible threat to Super Saiyan Goku. Now that the Cell games are done, he's getting to work with Android 21 and his new body dubbed Android 22, a younger version of himself. He won't make the same mistake of kidnapping teens so they can go rogue, because he realizes the only thing he can trust is himself, his robots, and the new bio android titled Cell X he's creating. If the canon is anything to go off of, it took him at least 5 years to make the android, from 762, the end of the Saiyan saga, to 767, the start of the Android saga. So 5 years after the Cell games at age 772 is when Gero takes his revenge. His target, since Son Goku is dead, is everyone who humiliated him during his first attack, i.e. Piccolo and Vegeta, along with the brat that killed his perfect creation. Everything now is a sense of deja vu, except this time they attack the newly named Hercule City. They do a considerable amount of damage before Videl shows up, confident in not only her strength, but still believing what her dad told her about this being a light show. So she attacks a distracted Android 21, landing a solid roundhouse kick to her head, only to hurt herself in the process. The android notices this and begins to attack, but Videl is rescued by Gohan, who just so happens to be in the city looking at Orange Star High, a school he wanted to enter when he's old enough. Now Gohan tries to make the same suggestion of moving to a deserted area like his father, but Gero isn't hearing it. He's not listening anymore and sends Android 21 to attack. Gohan turns Super Saiyan to try and counter, but she easily dodges and appears above before kicking him into the ground. She then lifts him up and starts draining his energy. Videl sees him grown out in agony and tries helping by interlocking her hands and hitting the android in the back of the head with all her might. Though again, this has no effect and 21 simply backhands her away. Gohan sees the girl flying and revs up to Super Saiyan 2, allowing himself to break free and catch Videl before she crashes into a building, thanking her before putting the young girl in a safe spot. Though Dr. Gero is not impressed. This isn't the same level of power he displayed in the Cell games, and he's right. When Gohan tries attacking 21 with a flurry of blows, she's able to gracefully dodge and counter with precise strikes. Gohan tries powering through, but eventually he staggers and 21 uses his chance to grab him by both of his arms to drain his energy, causing the young Saiyan to revert to base and fall to his knees from fatigue. Luckily, before it's too late, Vegeta arrives just in time as a Super Saiyan 2, announcing that he's also surpassed the Super Saiyan wall and that Gohan had a huge fall from grace in the times of peace. The rest of the Z Fighters come soon after, with Krillin giving Gohan a Senzu Bean and Piccolo telling him they need to head to the lookout. When Gohan protests wanting to protect the citizens, Piccolo announces that they can be wished back with the Dragon Balls, but if he dies, there will be no hope in stopping these new androids. Gohan reluctantly agrees, but wants to bring Videl with him at the bare minimum since he risked her life for his. Piccolo accepts as Gohan carries her to the lookout. Now Piccolo's plan is to train Gohan in the time chamber, as what Vegeta said was right. He did become soft in the time of peace and is notably weaker than his younger self, and they've each only been in there once. The two enter, and Gohan's goal is to see if he can surpass the Super Saiyan wall once again. Piccolo is there to watch over him, but what he doesn't know is that the boy is having an internal battle. He feels as if he lied to his father about vowing to protect the Earth while he was gone, and that this is only happening because he slacked on his training. Now Vegeta, along with anyone else who dies while they're in the time chamber, is his fault. This causes him to push his training to the extreme, shocking even Piccolo with his progress. The two leave the chamber significantly stronger than before, but there's no one up there but Videl. The others went down to slow the number of casualties as much as possible. Videl runs up furious, asking him what took so long. While he was in there, her city was destroyed along with everyone she knew, and she couldn't do anything about it. Hearing all this from the other Z Fighters who kept going down but never coming back up. Her frustration turns to tears, and Gohan consoles her, promising that it will be over soon. He then heads down to the location of the androids alongside Piccolo, which makes Dr. Gero happy he finally gets to kill the last two annoyances. But Gohan ignores the doctor, instead looking around at the ruins of the city they're standing on top of, and when he finally looks up to see Gero's smirk, this infuriates the young Saiyan, who charges up to Super Saiyan 3. His new transformation. He blitzes Dr. Gero, kicking his head off in an instant before the androids could even process what was going on. 21 tries to attack, but Gohan coats his hand with ki and, like a swordsman, cuts off both of 21's arms with two swift motions, and with his other hand fires a point-blank ki blast that obliterates the android. He then walks towards Gero, who swears he will not rest until he gets his revenge, but with an emotionless expression, Gohan wipes the head off the face of the earth. He then powers down, exhausted by this draining transformation, and Piccolo congratulates him on a job well done. As the two head off together to gather the Dragon Balls to wish back all the people who died from the android attack, along with restoring the cities. Although the status quo has returned, Gohan now has a more strict mindset as being the protector of Earth. He didn't give up studying, but he trained a lot more than he did. It wasn't long after the android attack that Videl came to show her appreciation, and so that he could train her because she never wanted to feel that helpless again. Gohan agrees and teaches her the basics. Those two training together spurred Goten to want to join, and he was a much better sparring partner due to him also being a half Saiyan and catching up to Gohan fairly quickly. With his big brother's guidance, he's able to achieve Super Saiyan 2 by the start of the Buu Saga. It's also thanks to his little brother that Gohan could continue to grow in strength as well, because Goten was always catching up. Meanwhile, Bulma finds Dr. Gero's second lab along with Cell X and the blueprints for Android 21. This causes her scientific brain to kick in. The androids have put the Z Fighters on the back foot not once but twice. But what if they fought for good instead? Because in Bulma's eyes, there's no evil machine, just evil programming. And in this early developmental stage, Could she change Cell X's programming from killing to protecting the Earth? Now this is easier said than done, but there is hope that this is possible. So while she tries figuring that out, she takes a crack at an android of her own, successfully creating Android 23, modeling after Android 17, but making it just as powerful as 21, with the exception of a much nicer personality. 23 would have two functions. One, a sparring partner for Vegeta so he doesn't fall too behind, and two, a big brother figure for Trunks to play with when he's not playing with Goten. Now, the second function would work much better than Bulma had hoped because Trunks becomes extremely attached to the android, bringing him along almost everywhere, which is a strange twist of fate when seeing his future counterpart. Goten would also enjoy playing with 23 because of course Trunks would bring him along to their playdates. During these playdates, when they play fight, Goten beats Trunks due to training with Gohan, but Trunks, not wanting to fall behind, trains with Android 23 like his father, who eventually takes notice and joins in, guiding his son to also become a Super Saiyan 2 as well. His son even becomes a worthy sparring partner, which causes Vegeta to mutter under his breath how proud he is of him. This in turn makes Goten stronger when they meet up again, which makes Gohan stronger, and the cycle continues. The Saiyans are growing at an exponential rate because of this. This would carry over to the Buu saga where a lot would change. Although it may start the same with Videl still wanting to test her progress at the World Tournament and Goku coming back for a day, but after that things drastically change. First off, I do not think a Videl who learned to use Ki and train with Gohan for 2 years would lose to Babidi's human minions. She would be way above superhuman, and this is an easy victory, which means Gohan isn't mad because Videl didn't get injured. So when Kibito asks to see Super Saiyan, he simply powers up in base, asking if this is enough, which gets the same reaction in canon as Super Saiyan 2 Gohan did, with Shin holding him while his energy is absorbed and the humans return to Babidi's ship with the Z Fighters close behind. Canon goes back into place until Gohan versus Dabura, with Gohan winning easily. He's stronger and has one more transformation up his sleeve. There's no chance he's losing. With Dabura gone, Babidi is a joke, and because Gohan won, there's no Majin Vegeta, because he's going to fight Goku at the tournament with time to spare. With the Buu saga all wrapped up, Shin takes Buu's egg to the Supreme Kai World, Vegeta gets his fight with Goku and loses, but barely, and he's very satisfied with the fight because Goku didn't need to hold back thanks to Vegeta training with Android 23 and Trunks. So while he didn't learn Super Saiyan 3 because of the stamina drain, his Super Saiyan 2 was enough to push Goku to his limits. The finals would be Gohan versus Goku, with the two going all out in Super Saiyan 3 and Gohan showing his father that he made the right decision leaving the Earth in his hand by winning this fight and promising he'll continue to get stronger before Goku has to leave early due to using Super Saiyan 3 twice. And I think I'll end the what if here for now. Only thing I know people might complain about is if Vegeta knew Super Saiyan 2 before Majin, which I feel like he did, and Gohan going Super Saiyan 3, their counter argument being an alive body couldn't unlock this form, even though Gotenks went Super Saiyan 3, Goku was still able to turn Super Saiyan 3 after he came back to life, and Goku telling Caulifla she can go Super Saiyan 3. But other than that, if you enjoyed this and want a part 2 covering Super, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I know that's the case. If you want, tell me how you would have tackled this what if, or you could give me an idea you want me to try. Thanks for all the continued support. I'm eternally grateful and can't wait to see you all in the next video.